Hello, bonjour, ça va? And how are we this evening? It is Friday, June the 5th, 2026, here in downtown Sarnia on the waterfront of the St. Clair River. I actually got to watch an interesting thing that I've never had the opportunity to do. I was headed out for my walk before dinner, and I went down to, if any of you know, the grain elevators kind of area. And there was this good sized ship, and they were loading these beautiful, gigantic yachts on one at a time. And everybody was lined up watching. Some were, taking pictures. Um, yeah, how have I never seen that in my lifetime here? So I got chatting with a guy who is, I guess he said he is a captain. I don't think of that particular vessel, but anyway, he explained it all to me. So well, that one's from Florida, and he said basically it's international. I said, how did I not know this? And I said, why on earth would anybody come? I mean, even from Florida and want to be, have their yacht put into Sarnia. Like, why would you do that? He kind of gave me a quizzical look, and I said, well, look, I said, the fishing is no comparison to Florida. I said, the water's cold. Most people don't like our very, very, very cold lake here. So he kind of, well, yeah, I suppose there's that. But anyway, whatever reason that they want to do this, this is apparently the ship who loads all these different, you know, huge, incredibly expensive luxury yachts from wherever, and they ship them here. Really? I mean, could you not find a better place? But anyway, I digress. The topic we're going to look at tonight is not humorous in the least. If you will recall, if you saw my last video, we were talking about, and the title didn't really give it away, but we were talking about, again, the masculine and the feminine energies here on your planet and on your world. We have addressed this issue slightly in the past before, but again, more and more disclosures are coming out, more and more information for us to see, take note of, hear, and then I'm hearing it as regurgitate it to others. So when we learn, I'm hearing it as the violence against society, which has been done to us again, over and over and over again. It's time to quit. It's time to stop all of that. I couldn't figure out why for 2 days in a row in meditation I kept getting the information, the subject again. Um, and it was, I don't like talking about this subject, but I'm going to, and I will channel the information. But right now I'm just going to set the stage so you know where we're coming from or what we're focused on. In the last video, we mentioned about the animosity and the hatred of the masculine towards the feminine here on your world and on your planet. I did say from a 3D point of view, as I've come in here, chose a female body. So I have experienced what it's like being female on your world and on your planet. And I can say that, yes, I have experienced that. I see that a lot of women do experience that. It just depends on the level. And I guess basically what you're going to tolerate and what you're not. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So it has been brought to my attention today, specifically. So it's been a bit of a difficult day looking at these news, media, information, however it's come through, YouTube, whatever, however it was shown to me, whatever method, let's put it that way. So one kind of led to the other because I'm like, whoa. I mean, I have heard about the trouble going on in the UK and across Europe and Scandinavia, with the different, I want to, the one name of the boat that I was watching being loaded was called Migration. And that's what the topic is basically, is the migration or the opening of the borders to different cultures, ideologies, religions, and what that has now turned out to be, or is turning out to be. There was a master plot or plan to do this way, way ahead of time, okay? And now it's coming to fruition. So you're going to see some challenging aspects for you to be. You're going to see certain resonances that are not complicated from one source code to another, but are very that are being dismantled. It's a little tricky getting the channeling on this one because, again, I'm kind of in resistance to listening to it. So I have to overcome that. Okay, so let's get the message for today. And you can go and you can research all this. Research what just happened in the UK. Research what's going on. And I'll give you the term that the media uses. Okay, it's not my term. Okay, but the politicians, when you look at this topic, they call it the rape gangs, who are, kind of out of control. So the women are not safe, is basically what this story is about. But it went much deeper. There's also all kinds of information coming out about the child sex trade, okay? That is basically rampant on your planet, has been for centuries and beyond that. These are things that need to be addressed. We kind of intimated about it years ago, but we didn't quite bring it to the forefront for us to talk about because it wasn't relevant at the time. However, the agendas are changing, and the lower light is trying to take a bite out of the higher light. So that's what's going on. So now we're going to address this fact and this detour of thought, because they will be brought to naught, in other words, nothing. And they will be sidestepped and they will be caught. And they will be religiously hot, but they will still be caught. So there's a lot of dangerous talk, but they will be caught. I'm taking it that they will be caught. The instigators of this crime against humanity and others. It's not just us. Okay, there are a lot of other beings out there who are being sold into sex trade slavery, just like us. We are not the only ones. This is new information to me. Just saying. So we're being above board with you, and we're going to communicate this information. It's true because we always talk the truth with you. And we are saying, or we're going to say, that this has been very complicated today, but we're going to try to encourage you to say, we're going to look into this anyway. Because really, who wants to? We don't want to see this stuff, do we? We don't want to hear it. Some of us just can't stomach it. And that's interesting that I'm hearing that, because that's your solar plexus. That's your power over. And that's how they gain control over you. That's where they go in. Put that little hook. Gotcha. So by hook or by crook, they're going to have to take a look. They're going to be rewriting a whole new book. Okay. So they're going to learn about their own history and their slide into nothingness as they approach their higher light. Because all their beings are not right. They're born of their lower might. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. We're speaking to you from our higher angelic light. Okay, so there are some, hearing it as cross codes. I don't know what that means, that are going to be uploaded and shifted into their central nodes, so they'll know which way to flow, and this will erode their angelic code. Okay. So they're going to be brought down and taken out by the source codes of higher light. See, they can only, they being the lower light energy frequency beings of light and others of that ilk, they can only disrupt an energy planet's core or code for so long. Then they have to give it up. And it has to be restored back to the higher light. So they don't have any more time. So this is them delving into their fear and their fright and trying to overcome their dark of night. But they're not going to be able to. They don't have the genetic codes for it. They don't have the frequency of light for it. In other words, they're battling, I'm hearing it, their own battleship. And they can't make it flip. Yeah, they can't bring themselves back to the higher light because the source code alignment is off. It's skewed. Skewed. What's that word? It's not aligned. Let's just say that. So now these higher angelic codes that could have come in to help them explode their neural network codes into the higher uploads, it's a done deal. They're not getting that support. And so they can't reign supreme on your planet and on your world anymore. So it's like they're cutting their own throat. I'm hearing it slitting their own throat of light. Not physically, but spiritually speaking. And they can't project their unconscious or subconscious mal routines. Mal is French for bad, corrupted. Routines on us anymore. So we're slamming the door on that angelic core. Yeah. So no access is allowed to them. Even if they could strike a certain resonance to get out of here, frequency-wise, those pathways, doorways, portals, shifting off of your planet, they're closed. So they're trapped now. And they feel the fear coming from living here. It's kind of like a switch, isn't it? So all those kids, all those children, infants, women, children, infants, everything they have been going through and are aligned within the darker parts of you, they're going to be misconstrued because they can't get to the higher nodes or times of being. It's I'm hearing it like they're lewd and they're crude. Okay. So succubus in there, I'm getting all kinds of dangerous attachments of lower light. They're going to lose their own and only connection to their higher light. So they will live in fear and fright. So they're going to feel what it's like to be trapped, just like how they trap these kids. And yeah, it's going to be flipped. If you do want to hear, there is one, what's the guy's name? It's one politician in the UK came out with a very graphic, it was very short, it wasn't a long talk that he did. I think it was in the parliament there. Robert, I can't think of the name. I had it and I've just lost it. Maybe I should find that, or maybe I shouldn't. Let me just double check. If you'll give me a moment, I'll see if I can find it here. I'm going to go back through the history. If I can find that. Lowe, is that his name? I'm sorry, give me a moment here. Oh, it's not him. Yeah, there's the guy. Hang on, the sound is gonna come up, and I'll have to get rid of that too for you. Yeah, viewer discretion, no kidding. Okay, Rupert
Firstly,
Lowe.
I would like to thank...
There we go. Rupert Lowe. Sorry about that. That's a little loud. I was thinking Rupert, and then I thought maybe it's Robert. Anyway, if you do want to know, if you don't know what am I talking about tonight, you can go and look at that. That's in the last day or two. I don't even remember when that was done. It'll give you a very short little graphic detail about some of the stuff going on, but from there you can research it. I've even researched it on the different countries, their news media, because I don't seem to see too much from Canada. Yeah. It's startling, it's scary, it's disgusting, it's obnoxious is what I'm hearing. And they're going to let you study it more so you can basically figure it out, like what's going on your world and your planet. So I'm asking why? I went for my walk after I watched all this, and I'm out and about, and I'm asking the question, this is, we're war weary here. For the newbies on your world and on your planet, it's quite a disgusting revelation. But for those of us who've been around for quite some time, as we have here, then it's kind of I've been around the block a few million dozen times, you get the picture. And so it's kind of like we're hardened in a way, war weary, old soldiers, been there, done that in other places and other spaces. So it's just oh, here we go again. We've got to mop this up and clean this up again. Thorn in the side, pull it out. Everybody's got to see it. Then we work through the pain and the disgust, the shame and blame, all that stuff. And then we can heal and come back up to our higher selves. But we've all got to see it. So if you can stomach it, then go and research this, because I don't know if it's being shown here. I don't know about in your country, but I had to check in different countries outside of Canada for the news information about what's going on outside of Canada. If you can't stomach it, just don't go there. It's emotionally over the top. So if you're super emotional and you can't handle this kind of stuff to begin with, Don't put yourself through it. Just know we're going through it. All that information is now bubbling up to the surface. It's coming out. We're finding the thorn in the side. We're pulling it out. We're looking at it. We're getting down and dirty. It's not fun. You're going to have to toughen up to see this stuff. Epstein Files was nothing. It was just the beginning. I mean, the information that I've got like years ago, that during the COVID years, when the hardened mercenary soldiers were going in to clean up some of these places, if they couldn't handle it and they were breaking down from what they saw, from what was done to the children, don't beat yourself up if you can't take seeing it or hearing it right now. But it's going to start coming out, and eventually it will hit us over here, is how I'm hearing it. And when it does, we're just giving you a little information ahead of time so it's not too much of a total, complete shock to your nervous system. Because even though I know about this stuff, when I saw some of the things that I watched today, it still is just really difficult to handle. There. See, I didn't even want to come on and talk about this. But it makes sense to me now why I was hearing all this stuff for the last couple of days in meditation about this intense, immense, planetary significance of change going on here. Your world is turning upside down. It's not what you thought to be. Ideologies ruin your world and others. So this is a clash of ideologies. In other words, belief systems. You can tag the name religion to it. It'll show up under all kinds of disguises and masks. But it's belief systems. And how can you be united when you all have different belief systems under one banner? If you have different belief systems, at least have the one in common of acceptance. I allow you to think what you want to believe and behave in whatever way you have, as long as that's equal, and vice versa. So everybody is in acceptance of the one true spirit of light. Once you understand that and you have that awakening, those old belief systems that are against that start to fall away. But until you come into acceptance of yourself and everybody else, you can't begin to melt away these old hatreds. I'm hearing it as putrefying facts. I know, it's a mess. And we're all filled with distress. But we can feel highly blessed. So again, this is why we were warning you up front. Some dastardly deeds were going to get done. Some information, some truths were going to come out, and it was going to hurt. Pulling that thorn out of the side, it's painful. It has to come out for you to heal. That means all the truths have to be revealed. And you're not going to like some of them. And you're going to hate others. So this is a very bold truth coming through from us today. We're advising you to get help along the way. And if you need more information, just say, show me the way and give me help for this today. God bless. We give you peace, love, and the united way. This is I've never heard this before. It's a united way of love and light. So all beings across all time, space, and place. Because we're all one. It's the unification, the unity of one. One spirit, one light, one love, one energy. And that's from above. That's from source. And there's no higher. Source is source. Creator. I'm not hearing anything else to say. I hope that came through clearly. If not, we'll probably be getting more information about this topic, but we had to sort of break the ice today. I know we had the lead up the other day, but this is going to affect all of us. Your entire world is going to be in dismay because it was covered up so brilliantly until today. That's how I'm hearing it. Oh, boy. Okay. So I'm going to go. I love you always. Take care of yourselves and others. Stay grounded as we go through this. That's the only thing. And your purity of heart and love that's going to get you through this unscathed. Because unscathed is how it's got to be in this new reality. Okay, blessings, everyone. If you do wish to book an appointment with us, you can go to the website www.healingourenergy.ca, and we'll see you all again another day. Bye for now.